Good afternoon, everyone. Jonathan Davis here with Davis AutoSports. We are very excited to offer you guys a beautiful, pristine 2006 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited LJ. Obviously, the last year of this generation TJ LJ. This Jeep, like all of our Jeeps, came to us 100% bone stock, all original. All the upgrade services and reconditioning mentioned in this video has been done here in-house by Davis AutoSports, and they are all brand new. This Jeep has 50,000 original and documented miles. It is a two-owner Jeep with a flawless history, clean and clear title. We believe it came from the original owner, but during their ownership they did exchange names of the title, and DMV does not distinguish when and who and if a title is issued to somebody else. If another title is issued, they count it as an owner. So technically it's a two-owner, but it's been with the same family since day one of ownership. One of the cleanest, nicest LJs that we've got in. It's beautiful inside and out. It is a 6-speed manual transmission, 4-wheel drive, obviously. These LJs are getting harder and harder to come across, especially with just 50,000 miles. They also dealer service this Jeep since day one of ownership, so it came in great condition. And of course, we went through it very thoroughly, serviced it, replaced a ton of parts, did some upgrades. Now I'm going to try my hardest to get through this entire build on this video, but there's going to be many smaller parts and services that we did that I just won't remember off the top of my head, so just bear with me. But first and foremost, full 2.5-inch suspension lift all the way around. Every single suspension and steering component has been upgraded and is brand new. Although it's only a 2.5-inch lift, all the coils, all the shocks, the control arms, anything and everything suspension related has all been upgraded or replaced with a new OEM part. The steering has also been upgraded. We have a brand new heavy duty tie rod bar, fully adjustable track bar, sway bar end links, new drag link bar, new steering stabilizer. So literally everything, just to give you a quick glance up front, steering wise, has all been replaced. You got the track bar right there, or excuse me, the tie rod bar, which is a lot bigger than factory. New tie rod ends. You have the full drag link bar, that's new. Steering stabilizer. In between those, you got the adjustable track bar. You have new sway bar end links with bushings. Behind that, you have your coils and your shocks. While we're here, take a look. You have brand new all the way around front and rear rotors and pads, and up front we went with new calipers, also new brake booster. So you have essentially a completely brand new brake system. While we're also up here, the full drive line has been serviced. We're looking at the front diff. So the front diff, the transmission, transfer case, and rear differential have all been cleaned out, flushed out, inspected, and refilled with full synthetic fluid. So your complete drive line has been done. While we're down here, show you we have a brand new oil pan and oil pan gasket. We used to do a lot of gaskets, but since the pans drop, they get a little bit of wear and tear. We're now replacing oil pans as well. So we have a brand new oil pan. While we're down here, brand new radiator as well. And if you take note on all the hardware that you see throughout the entire build, it's all grade 10 high strength rust-free hardware. So not only are we replacing components, we're replacing hardware, and it's all, I mean, we probably have $150 worth of grade 10 hardware. I think it's about 75 to 85 pieces that we do on these. Take a look. No rear main seal leak. So obviously with the oil pan, we did the valve cover gasket. We also did the oil, the rear main seal. Very, very tedious job. Take a look at the transmission. When we drop all this stuff to do the seals, the transmission gets sanded down, repainted, so everything looks good. You got a new oil pan, nice painted transmission. Everything just flows very nicely. Take a look at the wheel well. while we're down here. All the ball joints, all the U-joints, all that stuff have been serviced and replaced if need be. Fully adjustable track bar. Everything's greased as well, ready to go. Brand new rotors, calipers, and pads. These are our exclusive DAS wheels, and they are finished in an anthracite sort of eggshell. They have more gloss than a matte, but not as much as a semi-gloss, so sort of an eggshell slash satin finish. So that's an anthracite finish, and what we did is we also anthracited the grille. It looks black in video, but if you look at it in contrast to the bumper, there is a difference there. Nice clean tubular bumper with ARB IPF front mounted lights. Another big thing that we did, this Jeep had obviously black factory flares, just to give it a really nice clean look. In the black flares, obviously they're not painted from Jeep, they fade. So what we actually did is we removed the flares, we prepped them, sanded them, did a ton of work, and actually repainted them. So all the flares were painted, looks like a Sahara, if you will, all color keyed. Gives it a really nice clean look, and that's a lot of time to remove those flares, the side panel down there, sand them properly, because anytime you paint plastic, it's a very tedious sort of procedure as opposed to painting metal. And if you look at the end result, the paint lays down absolutely beautiful. Usually when you paint plastic, you can see little lines from sanding and everything, so multiple steps of 180 grit, 300, and so on. So just to give this Jeep a really nice clean look. You have a 285/70/17 BFG KO2 tire. Transfer case drop down kit has been installed as well. Everything that I showed you guys up front continues in the back. Grade 8, grade 10 hardware, if you want to get a close-up of it. There it is right there. Rear tubular bumper, full-size spare in the back. Hardtop is in beautiful condition. The wheels that we had made for us, they have a -12 offset, so they have a nice concave look to them. And also guys, if there's anything you want to add to this Jeep, please let us know. We will be more than happy to do so. We are shooting this directly in the sunlight so you can see the paint in its true condition. Another thing we do to our Jeeps, which this Jeep did receive, is a full paint correction service. Very tedious and time consuming. I have 2 of my guys on it. Usually takes about 3 to 4 days. If you're unfamiliar with it, in a nutshell, what we do is we sand down a very thin layer of clear coat, which it's that top layer that gives a paint swirl marks, little imperfections. It's rarely the paint itself, it's the clear coat. So we sand with multiple steps, different processes, different sand applications. We sand that layer down, but then you're left with a dull surface of clear coat because you just sanded it away. So then there's multiple steps after that with different high-speed polishes, compound buffs to get the clear coat to shine. And what you're left with is a completely smooth finish. It's the closest thing to getting a new paint job on a vehicle. And the good thing is you maintain the factory paint. A lot of aftermarket paint jobs, depending on the body shop, your aftermarket paint is going to be far superior. And anytime you can maintain the factory paint, that's always the best option. And if you see, our color match on the flares in the body is spot on and perfect as well. We also upgraded the exhaust system. It's a full stainless steel exhaust system. It will not rust on you. Take a look through the wheel. New rotors, new pads. Frame on this thing is super clean, as is the floor pan. Look how smooth the frame is. New coils, new shocks. Actually looks like the rear calipers were done as well. If you take a look at the transfer case, it was also sanded and cleaned and painted. We spent a lot of time on our undercarriages to make them very presentable. Interior came in very clean. We just did a basic cleanup on it. Didn't need much at all. There was no dog hair, no odor, no cigarette burns. WeatherTech floor mats. We have multiple keys, factory CD player, 6-speed 4-wheel drive, books, manuals, lug key that we included for you guys. I mean, it is just clean as can be. No issues whatsoever. You got your jack kit and everything intact. Very clean interior. Definitely garage kept. There's no cracking on the dash from sun fading. You don't have your typical cracks up top on the doors. And being that this is original paint, there's no way that, and the top as well. The top of the top has no fading whatsoever. This Jeep was absolutely garage kept. Cruise control. So real quick, as a recap, guys, before we do our test drive, all new suspension, all new steering, all new brakes, all the accessories that you see visually on it, rear main seal, valve cover gasket, oil pan gasket, new oil pan, all the drive lines been completely serviced, new radiator, brake booster, a lot of other small things have been done, full paint correction, painted the flares. So as you see, guys, just a beautiful, very clean Jeep. We'll go ahead and take it on a quick test drive. Also, let me put my seatbelt on real quick. The AC was serviced as well. I'll put a note in the listing exactly what we did, but I know we did service the AC system and it now blows ice cold. This Jeep will come with a full tank of gas. And another note, we have a chip in the windshield, so it will also come with a brand new windshield as well. So this thing's absolutely going to be 100% turnkey for you guys. Just keep in mind, I'm driving a 6-speed while recording, so maybe a little shifting of the camera. All the buttons are very clean throughout. The AC cluster, radio, cruise control, 4-wheel drive lever. Exhaust has a really good tone to it. It's not, it's a little bit louder than stock. There's no drone to it. And like I said, it is full stainless steel, so it won't rust up on you. Also just dawned on me that we also did O2 sensors on the Jeep as well. drives and tracks completely straight going down the road. One finger on the wheel. My knees are not on the steering wheel. With every single steering and suspension component replaced and upgraded, Jeep drives, steers, hits bumps in the roads very well. No famous issues that Wranglers will have if components aren't replaced properly. Power steering components function as they should as well. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at 855-XJ-JEEPS. That's 855-955-3377. Thank you.